This week in episode number 227 of the Convincing Idiots podcast, we talk about the Grammy winners. Price of eggs going up everywhere, even at Waffle House. McDonald's brings back a character we haven't seen in several years. Who is it? We'll tell you all about it. We have a cake discussion. And our main segment, our favorite movies about revenge. Keep listening, keep watching, and let's start the show.
You guys enjoy your whatever that is.
All right, test. Call it again.
Convincing Idiots.
Convincing Idiots.
Called it ham gravy.
I informed them that I sided with the stat man, not just anyone's opinion, the stat man Brian Fisher.
These kids today.
Jingle All the Way is in fact the best Christmas movie of all time.
I need to get Grandma a present, and my herpes is flaring up. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
I'm the millennial
We're
Santa.
three friends representing three different generations. That's our whole shtick. That's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nick got to hold poop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing in the sea
Awesome.
breeze, holding a turd, just mightily. I'm just going hitting hats.
Anyway, on a lighter note,
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vodcast. Welcome to the broadcast. Boys and girls, welcome to the show. This is Convincing Idiots. My name's Dean, the Zennial.
I'm Brian, Gen X.
And I am Millennial Nick, and we are Convincing Idiots, a weekly podcast of three friends. That's right, count them three. 1, 2, 3. Three friends that represent three different generations. We get together here each and every week to discuss all things nerd and pop culture. So, if you've not already done so, go and find us on all of your favorite social media accounts. You can find links to them on our Linktree. So go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots, Linktree, LINKTREE, and there you will find our links. You can also find links to our merch store, something I see Brian is proudly sporting, perhaps one of those items right now. You could be looking as fine as Brian, or close to. Let's be realistic, of course, not maybe as fine, but pretty fine. And you could be looking like Brian. You can also find all of those links and the merch store and oh so much more on our website. That is at convincingidiots.wordpress.com. This is episode 227 of Convincing Idiots. Dean, what's new, man?
Yo. It's been a rough week. Yeah. Let me tell you guys a little story. All right. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
You all ready for this? All right. So Ernie needs to go to the vet.
Is he okay?
So I take him. Go do a good checkup. They give him a little shot.
Check his little cat prostate.
I don't
send him
know.
on his way.
Yeah, I think it's steroids, so he can kick ass and he's like posing and such. So I take him to the vet. It's in Kent. From here, Kent, Ohio, is about a half hour, 35 minutes away. And take him there. Get in there. There's a dog the size of my son, 13 years old. I mean, it's a massive dog, right? So my allergies are doing its thing. But once they get him in there, they give him a shot. He comes out just fine. I get a little carrier. And I get him in the carrier into the car, and I go to drive off, and I'm driving down the road. Within a minute, I'm driving, and I'm like, dude, did you fart? I look over, and I look in the back because there's a mesh window where he is, puts his little head out, and it's facing me. And then the top, I see a little brown, little turd. I'm You shit. So I have to now roll down the windows, driving a half hour, 35 minutes home, and he's meowing up a
solid or
storm,
liquid?
and then he takes. It was solid, but he turned it liquid when he put his paw on it and then smashed it up against the mesh.
Mm.
And then he put his little face and smushed it and looked like Play-Doh going through the mesh. Yeah, the poop going through the mesh looked like Play-Doh. And then that wasn't even the worst part. And then he took his little cat claws, he just neatly got them trimmed and kept pulling back the mesh and flinging it at me. So I had cat shit flung all over my side. This is 100% true. You can ask Megan. I walked in with the cat carrier, took him right to the shower because he had it all over him. I had it all over me.
Cats are usually very clean. They don't do that.
Well, he was enclosed in this thing. I got you got to shit. You got to shit like it. Yeah, I got a little fleck of cat shit on my cheek.
His own feces at you in the car
multiple times.
Man.
Yeah, so we had to get like dry cat shampoo that you do that. I had to hose out the cat carrier, and there was multiple turds ultimately in there. I mean, he went. I mean, this cat shit. And yeah, then I cleaned that up, and I had to clean the car up because there was cat freckle looked like somebody shot the head off a tiny turd next to it, and it was splattered all along the car. So that was my yesterday.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm. That's how my week's going.
Well, I hope it gets better. So, I hope it's on the way up.
Well, tomorrow's Friday, so
Cats notoriously do not fling shit on Fridays. Everyone knows that.
That is true. They don't. They actually they have a. They've all agreed not to fling shit on Fridays.
It's like their day of rest.
Yeah, him and I we're not speaking terms for a long part of last night.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I may have called him a few names that I didn't mean. I know he definitely said some things he didn't mean. It was an ordeal.
I'm glad you're past that now, or at least on the road back.
Thank you. Yeah. We're on good terms. So, Brian, what about you?
Animals or humans fling shit at you this week or anything?
Probably figuratively, but not literally. I'm sure.
Okay.
At work and otherwise, yeah. But just a nice weekend last weekend. Nice relaxing evening at home last Friday. It was very, very nice evening in. And then we're just talking about it off camera. I went to my first Cleveland Monsters hockey game. So the Cleveland has a minor league team, which is an affiliate of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Got to see Nick at the game up there with his family as well, coincidentally. So, yeah, just some friends have been wanting to go, and it just encouraged me to go up there. And like everybody says, hockey's a better, just a lot better in person. It's just a different experience, which I agree with. So I'm a fan. I would go back and watch. We got to see a Cleveland win. We got to see a few fights.
Yeah. And it's been some games quite often. Both, I mean, a lot of the Monsters games, but even pro. I haven't seen a fight in person in quite a few years. So that was, it was good.
That was something.
I saw one last time I went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice crowd, like 17,000 people up there. I was surprised at how many folks were there. I mean, it was very fun and, all that stuff. So, yeah. So if you're in the Northeast Ohio area and thought about, maybe I'll check out a Monsters game sometime, go up there, check it out. Prices are cheaper than a basketball game, certainly. Yep. So not on the concessions.
Yeah,
but,
right. Now they do draw pretty good for any, if you're an old Cleveland hockey fan, once a year, the past handful of years, they've been doing the Cleveland Lumberjacks weekends where they play on a Friday or a Saturday or Saturday, Sunday, and they play as the Cleveland Lumberjacks, which was the former IHL team in Cleveland for many years. It was very popular. So they do draw good crowds, on a Saturday night with when it's Lumberjacks weekend. So pretty cool. good little throwback
Yeah,
for
that
the
was fun.
fans.
Yeah, throwback jerseys, attire. Of course, you're wearing a hat,
Mhm.
Nick, and then 90s music and theme. I like the, like you mentioned before, Dick, that has like a pixelated,
Like
little
scoreboard
scenes on
thing,
the
and
scoreboard and stuff like that. So yeah, just a lot of fun. So check that out. And then Sunday went out with some friends, friends of Cunningham's. Their mom passed away 6 years ago, and every year they get together and always invite me because they consider me a brother, which is very, very nice and wonderful.
they
So
say that to you.
I've been
Just
friends with them.
assuming that.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
that's
they
what they
say it.
say. It's very
Okay, they
nice.
said it.
It's
They
very
said
Wow.
it.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we went to dinner and went to Sammy's over in the Talmadge area, and when they had a couple of drinks afterwards, just getting together, just being together. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. So, and then this week, man, it's a super busy week at work, and looking forward to the weekend. And yeah, that's about it, man. How about you, Nick? What's new with you besides obviously the hockey game as well?
Yeah. Also went to the Jacks game, the Monsters game on Saturday. Good time. Good to see you there. And not much else. Just we went up early on Saturday, and we like to go eat at Wahlburgers up downtown Cleveland. There, it's right around the corner from the
Mhm.
arena. Good walking distance. Good food, decently priced, especially being that it's the Wahlburgers name on it and everything like that. But yeah, that's pretty good. And then Sunday, Gizmo had a grooming appointment, so we had to go get him.
Did you get
We
shit
did not.
on at
He
all?
did not shit, not one time.
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he got his little hairs cuts and his nails trimmed, his teeth brushed. And while we took him to the Petco in Worcester to get groomed because I don't know. The one in
Man.
Wadsworth is like always booked out so far, which is much closer. But we've been taking him to the Worcester one because, long story short, there was a restaurant we found out there that we really liked. It was a Tex-Mex place. We'd always go back out there so we could eat there, but it's since closed. So anyway, we've been taking him out there when the one closer to us is all booked up. But whilst we were out there, found there is a second Sweets and Geeks location in Worcester. So we
Oh.
stopped out there, which is cool. It's got, we've talked in past shows, the Sweets and Geeks in Medina is incredible. And if you haven't been there recently, it's like 3 whole ass floors, and it has expanded massively. It is 3 times the size it was when I first went there. This one is not. It's in a plaza. It's not that big, but it is a good little quick hit of Sweets and Geeks, right? They got the old candies, and they got plushes, and if you're into Magic cards or Pokemon, they got a desk back there that sells those. So it's if you're looking for the whole experience to really take in Sweets and Geeks, you want to go to the Medina location. That is the Mecca. They have everything. But the Worcester one was good. I got my AirPod, my little, what is it? Pop. It's not popcorn, but it's like the puffs and they're flavored. Some are like taco and some are French toast. You know what I'm talking about. I don't remember what it's called. Got some of those and some candies, some Dunkaroos and beef jerky and whatnot. So that was cool. And then that was pretty much it. We didn't really, other than the game and stuff like that, just running some errands, didn't do too much. I'm officially on the board as of this evening with my Summit County Brew Path. Dean, you said you went to Brighton last week,
nice.
and I went tonight and got a Duke myself. So I'm officially on the board.
Dude,
Yeah,
Duke's where
so
it's
good.
at.
Yeah.
Duke is where it's at.
So, yep, that's about it for me.
Very good. Well, you talked about to get a nice Duke beer. What are you drinking tonight, Nick?
I took Dean's recommendation last week of Brighton, and I'm also this week taking Brian's recommendation of a Conway. Absolutely. I had to pick up a sixer of that when I was at the store last time. So we're going Conway, getting into the St. Patrick's Day spirit. Hey, there's old Dino with one as well.
Conway's.
It's hard to beat, and we're making it a trifecta here. I have a Conway's, but this is their new Irish stout. Conway's, made by Great Lakes Brewing Company in Cleveland, Ohio. It's new this year, and it is pretty good. It's a nice sipping stout.
I can't wait to try that.
Yeah, so a little harder to find than just the basic Conways, and I'm drinking one of those next, this traditional Conways right after this one. So good stuff. All getting in the Irish spirit. So, Dean, any idiot reviews? Anything you want to recommend that you've been watching or listening to? Anything at all, sir?
Yeah, I got one thing.
Mhm.
The show's called Paradise. It is on Hulu.
Okay.
It's made by Hulu. It's about the let's see, it's the world is going to come to an end, or some natural disaster is going to happen. So they build a whole civilization underground city in a mountain. And they follows one of the president's bodyguards, Secret Service, and they're trying to solve a murder, and there's mischief and mayhem, and it's very good. I'm being very vague because like it's one of those mystery things, and I don't remember what you find out
What's it
in
called?
which episode. Paradise. It's on Hulu. It drops every Tuesday. So it has the guy that he was in This Was Us. He was on Army Wives. Like I can't remember his name right now, but anyways, it's a very good show. I recommend that. Paradise on Hulu.
Some might call listening to this podcast just that.
Yes, indeed.
Paradise on Hulu. That'd be a weird thing to call it, but okay.
Yeah,
I'll trust you. And other than that, just sitting around here watching Paradise and saving money with Blake Insurance. Yeah. Because let me tell you guys, the Blake Insurance Group is an independent agency here in Barberton, Ohio, offering personal care and support for all your insurance needs. If you're in need of auto, home, business, or even life insurance, give Aaron a call. He'll treat you with honesty, respect, and the care you deserve. You want to call Blake's Insurance Group at 234-571-5359 or visit them online at blakeinsurancellc.com. You get that free quote, start saving money today. And hey, tell them the boys sent you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think you've just listened to the first time that read has changed in 4 years.
Yeah.
In 4 years, that is correct.
Yes.
Today, I rewrote it today.
Man.
So there's some wording kinks I'll work through, but
I like the old one better.
Yeah, that was first. I tore it up. I retired it.
I picture it started out start punching it up this morning, and Dean looked like it's like a whole progression, of like the regression of like, Jack in The Shining. He starts out as all happy and chipper this morning, and by the end of the day, Megan's like, "Hey, what did dinner?" He's like, "Megan, honey, life of my life."
Why do you have to interrupt me?
Wow, I'm working. Just tears it up. Yep. And then meanwhile, he writes it right before the show.
That's right.
The final one. Yep. Anything else, Dean?
Nope, that's it for me.
Okay. Very good. Nick? Anything?
Yeah, I got some suggestions. I watched on Netflix the Jerry Springer documentary, which is called Fights, Camera, Action. Quite good. Very good. I really, a couple episodes each hour and a half long. They're just 2 episodes, but there again, I get, I was talking about the Tom Green one. You get nostalgic for these things that you're like, oh yeah, you forgot how wild it was, and truly a show that could not exist in today's time. Well, coming up here, it probably could again, but really in today's day and age, we have decency, and for now at least, and you probably couldn't make a show like that. It is wild, and they, so many people for so many years, like, there's no way these are real people. There's no way and they claim they were 100% real. And if it ever wasn't real, they wouldn't do it anymore and whatever. And I mean, there are people that say that it was staged, and I don't know. It's very interesting though. They talk to the producers of the show. Really interesting look at the show and to see how Jerry Springer started as a news anchor and
mayor of
Cincinnati, and then just kind of
his
career arc. Very interesting show. I strongly suggest it. It's a really good watch. And then also I watched the new. I guess it's new. It came out late in 24. The Ronnie Chang stand up. Love to Hate It. Ronnie Chang. I don't know if you guys know him or not. I've watched a couple. Yeah,
Daily
correct.
Show.
Yeah, he's one of the correspondents of the Daily Show. I've seen a couple of his stand-ups and really liked him. At first, the first time I watched him, I was like, I don't totally know if I like this guy, but the more I watch him, the more I really dig him. He's very funny and in a very kind of snide and cocky. I wouldn't say cocky, but there's a bit of arrogance to
Well,
his
that's the character he plays
to his
on the
delivery and
Daily
stuff.
Show. Also,
a very intelligent guy, no fucking doubt about it. Like you can tell he's just a very
right.
intelligent guy, but he's really funny. Like him a lot. So I would suggest his stand-up as well. It's really good throughout the whole thing. And then we've been enjoying Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man on Disney Plus. We're
Keep forgetting
like
about
the
it.
first 5 episodes into that now, so that's been really good. It's nothing. I mean, honestly, it's not like it's not for an animated product of Marvel. It's not like on the level of like a Spider-Verse or something. It's not like it's gonna blow your fucking mind. What a great storytelling! But it is good. It is a modern. It's very much in the spirit of the '90s Spider-Man cartoon, but it's geared towards. I mean, kids can watch it, but you as an adult will enjoy it too. It's good. It's just what's that?
Do the voice? Does Tom Holland do the voice?
No, it's not Tom Holland.
Okay.
But yeah, interesting take on the characters, an interesting spin on the Spider-Man story. No, I did not intend that pun, but it actually worked out pretty good there. But yeah, that's been a fun one to watch. Like I said, it's not you must see it. It's great, but if you're a fan of the Spider-Man character, you'll enjoy watching it. Brian, you'll like it a lot. I know you like that kind of stuff anyway. But
yeah.
It's good. It's solid. So family's been enjoying that, and yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, I missed that era of Spider-Man. I have even the old box set of the original Spider-Man, TV show from the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
The whole Spider-Man, the original theme and everything, and that's got such a good feel to that.
There's a lot of cool callbacks.
Yeah, I'm interested to check that out.
Certain like references to you'll catch him in certain poses or doing things that are like iconic comic book covers from the past, which is really cool. The intro theme starts out as that old classic Spider-Man song with a new twist to it. So it's a really it's a cool show. It's a lot of if you're a fan of the Spider-Man franchise or the character at all, I think it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, very good, definitely.
So Brian, what have you seen? Anything interesting?
Finished a couple of seasons. Cross, I finished that up on season 1 on Prime. This is again about Alex Cross, the detective. It's based on the best-selling novels, I guess. So played by Aldous Hodge. Very, very good. So a lot of great acting performances in this. A lot of twists and turns. He's trying to catch a serial killer before it's too late. He has a victim. Captive. So you kind of see it's one of those things where you don't know who it is, and then they reveal, and then it's a whole race to time, like he's going to catch the guy on time, and it's all these things coming together, So they definitely set it up to where they could have future, seasons, I'm sure, based on other books. But if you like detective thrillers, you'll definitely enjoy that. So go check that out. Cross on Prime. I think it's like 10 episodes, about 50 minutes each. So it'll take a minute to get through it, but stick with it. Definitely worth it. And I finished up the Night Agent. I mentioned it last week. I did finish the whole season 2 Night Agent on Netflix, as I mentioned last week. Just very good intrigue, FBI thriller. If you like that sort of thing, you'd definitely enjoy the Night Agent seasons. I'm trying to say. And I picked up, I watched the first episode, Nick, of Curb Your Enthusiasm. After all these years, I liked it.
Oh, wow.
I liked it. So I'm like, okay, I can see where it's, Seinfeld-esque, sort of, a different play on it. But, Larry David, of course, is great. So I think I will continue working my way through that. And I caught, this has been a few years it's been out now, but It's on Netflix as well. Loudermilk. Loudermilk, you might have seen the trailers for this out there. I'm not sure.
That's in the trailers.
Yeah, so it's about a guy that he's a very gruff sobriety counselor. So he works at runs meetings and all that. He was a former alcoholic, and his style is very direct and gruff. Just watch the first episode of that. I think it's like 3 or 4 seasons. Interesting, funny for sure. I think I'll definitely continue to watch that. And The Bookie. I've been working my way through The Bookie on Max. That's with the comedian Sebastian Maniscalco, who's great in it. Omar J. Dorsey is his partner. So it's just like old school bookies, making bets, collecting money. So it's got that sort of life, shaking people down. Charlie Sheen has a fairly prominent role, at least in the first season, which is he's a regular customer, plays himself, So it's just good, interesting cameos, funny. He's a funny guy anyway. But those guys play well off each other, the partners. So yeah, check that out if you're looking for a different dark comedy. The Bookie on Max.
Nice.
That's about it. Yeah.
Did you guys hear about the Charlie Sheen's new show?
No.
Have you guys seen the previews for that? He plays himself. It's kind of like it's a Curb Your Enthusiasm, type thing where it's loosely based off the redheaded guy from the Entourage plays like his talent agent or something. I can't remember exactly. I'm trying to pull it up here. Yeah, that because they're trying to get that's what I just read here. They're trying to get Charlie Sheen to do a podcast, and it's the story about trying to get Charlie Sheen to do a podcast, and it's a lot of celebrities play themselves, and it's about him coming back off of the drugs again, and still trying to get back into movies, but they want him to do a podcast, the whole thing. So
sounds interesting. What a time to be alive, right? Remember that?
Yeah,
man, it was some wild times.
Right. I think it's going to be like an HBO or a Max thing, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So yeah, look for that. I just you saying Charlie Sheen reminded me of that. So
all right. Well, hashtag winning. Hashtag segment 2 coming up.
It's a long hashtag.
Winner Sheen dinner. Buying beer like an insane person lately. Labatt Blue brought back their rewards program, and basically it's $1 a beer. And this time you can, even if you go out and buy a Labatt, like at a restaurant, you can upload that receipt. But for this week, it's like double the points. So I'm buying cases of Labatt to like. Nice. They have LED bar signs. They have a Labatt Blue hockey bag. They have a fucking Labatt Blue mini fridge. That's like 900 points. But yeah, I'm fucking going hard. I bought like 4 cases of beer this week.
Jesus. So what do you want? What are you trying to get?
I'm drinking this because I don't have I don't have a job. So whoever left this beer,
I'll bring you a case of Labatt. I'm keeping them in the cold room at this point, just to stockpiling them to keep them cold because I don't have enough room. But they've got. They have a Labatt Blue hockey bag, and my hockey bag's in pretty decent shape, but it'd be cool to have a Labatt one. It's probably got another year left in it before it starts like the straps come off or something. Or I figure I'll aim for that. What else do they have? Yeah, the LED bar sign. That's up there. I might be able to get that. I'd have to forego both of those options if I wanted the mini fridge. It's the Labatt Blue mini fridge. It's got the blue glass front.
How many points do you get per whatever?
So it's basically a point of beer. So when you buy 24 packs, 24 points to your count. Now this week, up until the 9th, it's double points. So every case I've bought this week is 48 points. So, and the fucking mini fridge is like 900. The hockey bag's like, I think 275. I mean, it's pretty, it's doable. I mean, you're talking, you buy yourself 6 to 8 cases of beer, you got a hockey bag, or they have like a Nike dry fit hoodie with a Labatt Blue logo, like all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And they got, you can get a koozie or whatever.
The fucking 37.5 cases would get you the The fridge.
Is it 37 and a half cases?
That's what I just did. 900 divided by
But
4.
how many? If you cut that in half, and bought them all this week, that's only 16, like 8. That's like 20 cases. It's like 18 cases.
Right.
You buy 18 cases this week, and you can have that fucking mini fridge.
Okay, so how
Honestly,
much? How much does
I
case?
know that sounds silly, but
How much does the case cost?
like $20, $21, $22.
$21.
Let's say with tax, 23.
Okay, so $23 times. You said 18. If you spent $414 this week, that would be how much a mini fridge cost.
Yeah.
That's doable.
Buy the fridge for cheaper than that, I'm sure.
Not with a Labatt Blue branded one with the fucking light up front and the blue glowing fucking. Probably not. Probably not.
Look on eBay for some shit first before you make this decision. Because you might get it out cheaper.
But you're acting like I'm just paying. I'm also getting all that beer to have.
You're also getting
a lot of fucking beer.
If you keep that in cold storage, that's going to last for
sure.
If you look at it like you're paying that for the fridge, okay, then that's a lot of fucking free beer.
Then you get all free beer.
Free.
Yeah, that's true. That's
for like probably 2 years.
Correct. I got a free fridge. Check it out. Free. How'd you get it?
Also, Oliver's room is now because we're keeping our Labatt Blue in there.
Right. Oh, he's fine on the couch. Don't worry. He likes it there.
Who turned his heat up to 56? We got it. It's not gonna mess up the beer fridge fund here.
Why can't I have dreams? Why? Why?
Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell 2 enemies.
Three.
All right, welcome back to Convincing Idiots, segment 2, episode 227. Yes. Grammys. Last Sunday. Did you watch any of the Grammys, Nick?
That's a music one, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Dean, how about you? Did you watch any of the Grammys?
I just questioned what it was, so nope.
Oh, okay. I didn't either.
What Grammys are.
I didn't either.
That's where you go for your favorite grandma. It's my Grammys. Welcome to the Grammys.
Hilda
I like that.
Year. It was terrific.
I like that idea. That'd be nice. If people could nominate their grandmother and tell her why she's the Grammy of the year. I like that. Yeah. I didn't watch any of it here, but the big news of the evening, the album of the year finally went to Beyonce's. I think that was her first time that she's won the award, if I'm not mistaken. So she's been up for it for several years.
I can breathe easier now. Good.
I don't know. I can't remember if is she the first black woman to win it?
Is Beyonce's Revenant? Is it because she deserved it for other things?
She fought there?
But then they gave it to her later for something that wasn't as good, but it's like a lifetime achievement award. I don't know, honestly. I've not listened to Beyonce's country album, so I don't know.
Yeah, there is a debate on that a little bit, and it also won Best Country Album, which I think raised a few eyebrows as well as far as the best. Okay, well, the album of the year, okay, fine. I'd be handed to her for the creativity and branching out and everything else, but I don't know. I'm not really a country fan per se, so I don't know really if I'm not here to say it was deserved or not, or it was much better than others. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't know.
I'm still waiting to hear a good country album, so I wouldn't know what it would sound like anyway.
Apparently, you haven't heard any Kenny Rogers. You son of bitches.
I won't go through all these, but Best New Artist, Chappell Roan won. So she was on SNL early this year. I know Dean was rooting for Shabuzi, of course, in that category.
Oh yes.
I can't believe it. Well, Chappell Roan, I guess that's hard to go up against, but damn. Shabuzi, man, best new artist. Let's go.
And some of the songs that won, it was kind of funny. We did our listening to the top 10 of the particular week a few weeks ago, And some of those songs in that top 10
won?
that particular week won awards. So Espresso won by Sabrina Carpenter as the best solo
Okay.
pop performance. All right.
Mhm.
Best duo was that, let's see here. Where the heck is it here? It was like the Killing Joke or whatever that was by. Let me find it here. It was a best rap song, best rap album, alternative. But it was Lady Gaga and
Oh, good. Lady Gaga has won again.
yeah. Oh well, it doesn't matter a whole bunch here. So, best metal performance. I'm like, I haven't even heard of these guys. Nick, Mea Culpa.
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know any of their songs, but I've heard the name.
And best rock performance. Now and then, the Beatles, after all these years, win another Grammy.
Well, that's fun.
What now?
The Beatles won best rock performance for Now and
Just
Then
prove
for
that
that
he's not
song.
listening.
I'm going to need a little more information. The Beatles won best rock performance of 2024-5 Grammys.
Yeah, what they did is you can find this out there, but they took some previously unreleased recordings.
Okay.
And they finished them. So they had some vocals of the original 4 members, and then Paul and Ringo,
sang with the old thing. So it's not like they just re-release unreleased stuff. They had the 2 vocals from the 2 dead ones.
Okay, and made something new with it. Okay.
Correct. So two of the Beatles legitimately made new music with music from the old guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, there was a cool video for it. You can find it out there everywhere.
Pretty good song too.
Yeah. Best comedy album, our guy Dave Chappelle won for The Dreamer.
Sure.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't. The main news story I picked up on again was Beyonce winning for the first time. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So good for her.
A lot of what I gathered about the Grammys, or that I heard mostly of the Grammys, were like what people were wearing, or like
once you get a plastic dress on and see-through, right? Saw everything.
Yeah, that was Kanye's wife, right? The Kim Kardashian lookalike that he married.
Strange. You've seen all the bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can pull it off.
Sure.
I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah. She didn't. It was a nice dress. I'll say.
Yeah.
I'm not much into fashion, but I know what I like, and that was a nice dress.
Yeah. Yep.
So
here it is. Best duo group performance. I just have to say it. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. That was also the top 10 list for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, beyond the Grammys here, other big music news in the heavy metal world. An awesome concert lineup has been announced here. It's going to be the great Ozzy Osbourne's final live performance. He's going to reunite with the last remaining original members of Black Sabbath. Yeah, they're going to perform some songs, and he's going to do some solo songs. And then just a huge lineup that includes Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Alice in Chains, Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon.
Jesus.
It would be insane for somebody not to get the rights to film this.
It has to.
Right?
It has to. They have to do this.
Put that on put that on a pay-per-view or whatever shit
I love that idea.
Something.
Is this a tour or one single show?
One single show in Birmingham.
Yeah, in his hometown.
Okay. Yeah. That's where they wrote, they were from, I guess. A lot of them from that area. They wrote their first album mostly there, they said. First time they performed there in, I don't know how many years it was. I think it's like July 5th or something. So
yeah, I believe so, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so I'm sure that's going to be hard to get ticket, I'm sure, but yeah, just incredible. And it's nice to
All the
see.
bands you named would be hard to get
Absolutely.
tickets to one
Correct.
show of any of them
Correct.
Absolutely.
by themselves.
And all of them would go, "Fuck, I'll do it for free."
Right.
For
Yeah.
last concert.
Right.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, that would be. I would pay a lot to go see that if I had the means and the money, I would just find a way to get over there and just make it
Right.
happen. So, but yeah, so nice of all those bands to come out and pay tribute to Ozzy one last time. So I don't know what he has in store next. If he'll do any more performances at all, or what they have in mind. But at least he's getting out there and kind of ending things on his own terms. It's nice to see him be able to do that, and not just kind of fade away,
Yeah.
Right.
So, good for them. So, Ozzy fan, Dean, growing up?
Oh, yeah,
Black
huge.
Sabbath?
Yeah, I love Black Sabbath and Ozzy. I just was under the assumption, kind of like AC/DC, that every teenage boy goes through that phase, goes through an AC/DC phase and goes through an Ozzy phase, and they're very close. Those phases are back to back. Again,
I thought you meant they were like the same. I'm like, oh, dude.
No, I'm saying the phases in a teenage boy's life are it's not they're on top of each other, right? Yeah, I was a huge Ozzy fan still, and Black Sabbath. So
yeah, for sure. Nick, I know you grew up with that music prominently in the household, so
yeah, absolutely. I always liked Ozzy, and yeah, same as Dean said, Black Sabbath. I wouldn't necessarily say I was a huge fan, or that I had a phase where like they were up in like my top bands or anything like that. But like definitely always. I mean, all the Ozzy songs that tons of radio play, and heard a lot of his music, and and Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath to me is. Black Sabbath is the beginning of what I consider metal to be. It is the very
100%.
precedent of it's the ground floor of what metal is. So I consider them the forefathers of metal. So
absolutely, no question.
Definitely tons of respect to Ozzy and Black Sabbath for sure.
Yeah, you think about that era that they started, in early '70s. They're just like, this is what we're going to play, and that's it. This is what we like.
Right.
We're not going to. This is how we're going to look. We're going to come out and kind of frighten you, and that's what we're going to do. Yeah, it's just so fucking and the musicianship.
Parents at the time, like hearing that coming out of there, because you went from 60s, even psychedelic rock, but then Black Sabbath comes along, and as a parent, you scares the shit out of you.
This, yeah.
Right, I'm sure you were in your early 40s at the time. How did you feel?
Not quite. So I didn't have any. I don't think my dad had much Black Sabbath around the house, but I grew up I was at high school in the mid '80s, so that was the years of Ozzy was. We had it was the Randy Rhoads live album back then, Bark at the Moon. Just Ozzy kicking ass as a solo artist. He had some pretty solid albums all through the '80s there. So going up with that,
fighting the heads off bats and shit.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. Yeah, my bedroom, my teenage bedroom at the time, I had both AC/DC up there on the wall and Ozzy Osbourne, Judas Priest, all that stuff up there back then, man. So what an artist, influential, talented. So. Sad to see him go, but again, like I said, I'm glad to see him go out on his own.
And he's still going to do like reality shows and like shit. I think he still does that paranormal show with his son.
Yeah. Okay.
Where him and Sharon sit down and Jack shows them different paranormal, like homemade paranormal videos, and they have to talk about them and joke with them, rate them. Yeah.
What is that on?
Like the Travel Channel or something. I mean, you guys. I'll look it up now. You guys vamp there. I know. Well, Nick, you love it.
I was not aware of that. I didn't know that was the thing that existed. I've actually wondered whatever happened to Jack Osbourne because of I feel like I see him the least of any of them since, other than the sister that was never really on the show in the first place. But I was not aware.
Go ahead, Dean.
The Osbournes Want to Believe. It's still going. It says it started in 2020. On the Travel Channel. So the Osbournes Want to Believe. They sit in the basement, and some of the best things is in between cuts of that show, like when they go to commercial and come back out of commercial, they showed the behind the scenes of them filming. And there's times where like he's fallen asleep like in the middle of it. Or the dog took a shit right next to him. It's a great show. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I watch because I'm a fan of Ozzy and paranormal things. So,
Yeah.
How old
very-
is Ozzy Osbourne?
Gosh, gotta be
Ozzy Osbourne is
70.
I would say that he is close to. Well, okay, yeah, 76 years old.
There
Okay.
you go. Yeah.
1 year younger than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wow.
Correct.
Wow.
And they look, very so. Well,
Yeah.
They've aged pretty much the same.
Wild. Wow. It's hard to get my head around seeing Arnold playing Santa Claus in an upcoming movie. That's the truth.
Yeah. He mentioned that on the podcast the other day. It's about
it's crazy.
portraying Santa. I can't wait.
They're both roughly the same age and took probably the same amount of drugs. Not the same type,
No.
but amount.
Well, that's the truth. Okay, a unprecedented. So eggs are. We hear a lot about the price of eggs. Price of eggs.
Apparently, they're
about the price
real
of eggs.
expensive. That's what everybody says. Or they
They
were.
are
I don't know.
They are real expensive, and it's really stemming from. It's not stemming from any president. It's stemming from bird flu has been a big problem in the States here. It's spread.
Well,
so
you're
basically,
not doing anything about it.
Well, more than 14 million birds from commercial flocks have been lost as of January 2025. So, like millions in the U.S. So if bird flu gets into your flock as a farmer or whatever, you have to kill them all. You can't hope that one doesn't get it. It is spread so rapidly.
Well,
So that's driving up the cost. Go ahead.
I'll say it here, and I don't care, man. Bird flu is bad. I know that's going to ruffle some feathers, but.
Yeah, so it's getting so bad. Waffle House, gentlemen, is now placing a 50-cent surcharge for every egg it sells. You want 2 eggs? Extra $1.
All
That's
that and the herpes is free.
Yep.
Man.
Help offset the price of eggs. I never heard of a restaurant charging a surcharge for eggs. I guess it makes sense.
Sure.
I guess it makes sense instead of raising the whole meal or something like that. If
they're paying more for eggs, then you got to pay more for eggs. Yeah.
That's just how it works.
That's not the $8 mark I kept hearing from people. But yeah, it's
That's
it doesn't
the
have
individual.
It's $5, $6, $7 right now. That's just what it is. Yeah.
I mean, you're going to charge all that shit, and you're going to put all that money into eggs and nothing into cleaning supplies. It's wild.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, maybe they could reinvest some of it there.
Right.
I've never eaten at a Waffle House my entire life.
Oh my God.
At one time.
Once.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Nope.
Never?
Nope. Never felt like that. You need to go there.
It is the greasiest, most disgusting, most delicious meal you will ever have in your fucking life.
I bet.
Right.
I bet. Mm-hmm.
Make a thing of bacon, overcook it, put a cigarette on it, and then come on the floor and walk on it, and you have that experience of the Waffle House.
Waffle House. I've had the best breakfast of my life at a Waffle House, but it is like it's the breakfast version of a Rally's. Rally's food is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But if you ever look, you do not want to see what a fucking inside of a Rally's looks like. It is disgusting.
No interest.
Waffle House is not giving you much to look at, and it's not giving you good vibes, but I have never had anything short of an extraordinary breakfast at a Waffle House. I've been to them all down south, and there's one in Canton that's just like, it's the same every time.
Delivering beer across so many different restaurants and such for the past 4 years, I can tell you this. The majority of the restaurants that you go to, you do not want to see behind those doors.
Sure not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to name it. There's some that are clean. I'm not going to say in every single one. There are some that are clean and they look like goddamn like they hadn't even opened. You know what I mean? Like clean as shit. But there's the majority of them are awful.
Yeah.
They're
and maybe that's what it is like Waffle. Like you can see everywhere else it's like behind a wall, you don't really see it. It's out there in the open, like they're cooking it in front of you, and you get to see and be in the kitchen where it's just greasy and disgusting. But yeah,
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
Yep.
My favorite
Yeah.
band, Parkway,
Mhm.
one of my favorite bands, Parkway, they all have matching Waffle House tattoos. They're from Australia, and when they would start to tour over here, they discovered Waffle House, and they all loved Waffle House, and they have matching Waffle House tattoos.
Super good.
Interesting.
Super good. I
Fun
was
fact.
a country kitchen man. That was my late night excursion after drinking, was like a country kitchen, those type. I don't think any of those exist anymore, but it was at probably a similar vibe, maybe.
Dude, we
could
had an
step up.
IHOP in our
Yeah.
outside of Portage Lakes with that IHOP.
Mm.
And when we lived there, me and Aaron would go there at like 3 a.m. after the bars closed.
Mhm.
IHOP was where it's at.
Yeah.
These gigantic, the burrito, not burritos, the omelets were
Yeah.
just massive. I mean, the size of like 2 heads. Love IHOP.
Super good.
Yeah.
And the
IHOP is
lantern,
fantastic.
was good too, still open as well. Outpost, that's what I mean. Outpost?
Okay, yeah.
Outpost in Ellet. Yeah. Anyway, a celebrity gentleman is making his return after 40 years in the fast food industry. Right. So we're now into February. We're getting close to St. Patrick's Day and all that spirit and everything like that. So, what is a fast food treat that may come to mind around this time of year that's very special?
A Shamrock Shake.
That's right. You like a Shamrock Shake, Nick?
I fucking love a Shamrock Shake. I have to have one a week all through the season, from the time they come out to the time they are taken away from me cruelly and rapidly. I have to have a Shamrock Shake all the time.
I discovered on the way down to St. Patrick's Day in Savannah back in 2017, we got a Shamrock Shake on the way down, and I had a bottle of bourbon in the back seat. Irish whiskey, excuse me.
Sure. Yeah.
Irish whiskey. I tell you what, give it a shot. Irish whiskey and a Shamrock Shake. Have you ever done that? It's quite good. So after 40 years, Grimace's Irish Green Shamrock Shake slinging uncle is returning to McDonald. Uncle O'Grimacy, gentlemen, is making his triumphant return.
God, I haven't thought of that in years.
I was like, I've never heard of that, but you said 40 years is coming back. So yeah, that would be been before I was born.
Yes, and he might look like exactly how you might picture. It's like a green grimace looking creature with a green like leprechaun type coat.
Okay.
And he is promoting the Shamrock Shake. Why? I don't know. We're talking about it though. Maybe that's certainly a reason why, right? So yeah.
It's O'Grimacy? That is his name?
Uncle O'Grimacy.
O'Grimacy.
Uncle O'Grimacy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Take a look at him. Of course, now you can get the merch and everything else. Now, one nice thing about this though is he's making his return to help celebrate for the 50th year of Ronald McDonald House Charities, which is a very fine charity and for families and everything like that. So proceeds from merch sold, Uncle Grimacy will go back to benefit the.
It's Nick.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There you go.
It's a giant booger. He's a giant booger.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
He looks like the Philadelphia Flyers mascot, Gritty. Green.
Yeah, right. I can see that. Absolutely.
Sort of. Now, this is not our asking you a question. What's the best fast food mascot? Who is it? Not anything. Not any McDonald's. Anything. Any character. What's the best one?
For me, the first one that comes to mind is the King, the creepy King from Burger King.
It's so weird.
I don't know if they still run the commercial, but there's one where he would like waking up with the King's and he'd be like, he's got that.
He's
big,
very creepy.
Smiling face.
They got the human hands, which makes it weird. Like he's somebody wearing.
He's like a mascot. He's like a basketball mascot with like the head, but like regular, human body, ever just a giant king head. But I love that they played into the weird, creepy factor, and they had those weird commercials, with the king, and because of those,
creepy.
Yeah, I like that.
But he's not the best. Dave Thomas is the best.
Dave Thomas is a good one. Dave Thomas is a fine one. Yes. Yeah. I will say shout out. one of my, Brian, give yours first, and then we'll do if there's honorable mentions. But I have another.
The
like,
best
shout
one
out.
for me is the creepy, like 1970s hamburger. The really creepy one.
Okay.
Honestly,
Yeah.
if we had to stick to a mashed one, honestly, would have been my choice. Just because like how awkward the big giant hamburger head was.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. No, this is the Hamburglar.
The
hamburger,
Mayor
McCheese.
McCheese. Yeah.
Mayor McCheese. Just the giant head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be remiss if we were talking about and granted they were gone, they were ahead of their time and gone too soon for that matter. Rest in peace to the creepy little Quiznos gremlins that would sing whatever they were with the human teeth that looked like gerbils or whatever. The Quiznos subs.
Yeah, those are awful.
Great. Ahead of their time. Creepy, weird, and perfect. Absolutely loved the Quiznos gremlins. So I worked at a Quiznos for I don't know 2-3 years, back in high school, and then shortly after I graduated.
There he is, Mayor McCheese. Yep.
We nice. We had in the back where we washed dishes. We had a Quiznos clock that had the little things on it, but because it was a franchise and that was not part of the deal anymore, we had to keep it in the, like our owner of the store purchased it online, like got it on eBay and kept it in the back because we all loved those commercials so much, but they were creepy and weird to people. So the Quiznos scrapped the whole singing, whatever those things were. But we had a clock in the back and it always made me smile when I would be back there washing dishes to see the little Quiznos guys on the clock.
Very good. Awesome. By the way, you showed Mayor McCheese as one of your favorites. We talked about Ozzy Osbourne. So a band touring now again. I think that might be in the area coming up. I'll have to take a look, but I just noticed they were touring. There's a band out there called Black Sabbath. You ever heard of Black
those guys,
Sabbath? Yeah, there you go. Indeed, showing it on the screen. So Black Sabbath, they dress up as McDonald's characters, like the lead singer looks like a creepy Ronald McDonald. There's a hamburger playing drums. There's like a creepy Mayor McCheese playing guitar. There's a Grimace guy playing, and they sing parody versions of Black Sabbath songs, but they turn it around to like singing like hamburgers and fries and different things like that. So bizarre and strange. Look it up. There's also a video out there of Ozzy and Jack meeting them. Jack introduces them, and they play a song, and Ozzy is just cracking up, loving it. So check out Black Sabbath. Find them out there. I think they might be coming to Cleveland. So if they do and I'm able to go, I am definitely interested. All right, online.
That's a really nice tie-in, all the way from the Sabbath to the McDonald's guys.
There you go.
This is fucking awesome.
Have you seen them? Have you seen them before?
I'm looking at it right now.
It's something else, man.
That is wild.
Yeah, the visual is something. Yeah, the guy cooks food. The McDonald's, he cooks hamburgers when he's up on stage and stuff. You know, it's wild.
There's merch. You can buy merch.
Sure. Yeah, they have YouTube videos and everything. Yeah, check them out. A fun online debate here, guys. Is going to get into our Ask an Idiot question here. So it was like siblings. It was like siblings, okay. And the debate was, it still is, I guess, online. So it got a lot of responses and just kind of took off. And so it caught the idea. Caught the eye of like today.com. They published a little story, but so. The debate is, so you have a yellow cake, right? It's a yellow cake with chocolate frosting. Okay. Is that a chocolate cake? So one sibling says no. One sibling says yes. And it was this whole big argument, and it was a whole thing. So there's like TikTok videos, if there's something like that of this debate that's out there online. So that is going to be our Ask an Idiot question of the week, gentlemen. So a yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
Chocolate frosting. The only part of the cake is the chocolate frosting.
Chocolate frosting. It may even have a chocolate filling in the yellow cake.
Okay.
But it's a yellow cake. With chocolate frosting.
I think the answer is in the question. You
Correct.
just said it's a yellow cake.
Yeah, it's the word
cake. It's not. If it was a strawberry filling, but it had chocolate icing on top, you would offer that to someone as a strawberry cake. Would you not? That is
Right.
that's where I come. It's
No,
very
that's
black and white for me.
That's exactly right.
If it's trying to think of a version of this that would make
Right, Nick. Let me explain it this way.
sure.
If somebody said, "Would you like a chocolate cake?" They hand it to you with the chocolate frosting. You bit into it, and the cake part tasted like seaweed,
Mhm.
like legitimate seaweed. Would you go, "Oh yeah, well this is a chocolate cake. I'll just finish it"? No, you just bit into a goddamn seaweed cake.
Okay. If you want to advertise it as a chocolate cake, then you go, "Would you like a chocolate frosted cake?"
Correct. There you go.
That's
There's the
acceptable.
one.
Chocolate
correct.
frosted cake could be anything. It's
And then
chocolate frosted.
somebody's obvious reply is, "Well, what kind of cake is it?" And
Here's
then
another
you
time.
tell them whatever.
If I take you boys to a Black Sabbath concert and I go,
Yes.
"Would you guys like a bun?"
Are you
But
talking
what
about
I
the
hand you is a burger
Black
because there's a
Sabbath?
burger inside. It's a burger. I'm not going to give you a cheeseburger and go, "Would you like a bun?" because that's on the outside. You're eating a
Correct.
burger because that is what the inside, the heart and soul of the food is. So I think
Yeah,
the clear
yeah.
answer is it's not a
Absolutely.
yellow cake with chocolate frosting is a yellow cake.
Correct.
Chocolate frosted did,
hmm
but not a chocolate cake. No.
Agreed.
You guys are correct. I don't know how you could think of it differently. And I asked Allie the question tonight. She's like, I guess I know the answer is it's not a chocolate cake, but I would probably say it's a chocolate cake. I said, but you wouldn't, if you ordered the cake on the phone at a bakery,
Mhm.
you would say, I would like a yellow cake with
Yes. Mm-hmm.
chocolate filling, chocolate frosting. But if you ordered a chocolate cake, the cake itself. You're right. I agree with you guys. That's
And
the answer.
please,
Yeah.
please inform our sweet, sweet Allison that is false advertising. You cannot give someone chocolate cake that is only chocolate on top, but deceptively something different underneath.
That's what I said. If I was going to make a chocolate cake, I wouldn't buy a yellow mix. I would buy a chocolate cake mix.
Correct.
And you can put whatever frosting you want on it. But the frosting is the frosting.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's the cake. But some
word's
people
right
don't believe
there.
it. People are very
1000%.
passionate about the other way around. Chocolate is they consider the frosting to be
No,
the
they're
cake
wrong.
apparently. So
They're wrong.
No convincing needed here. That's pretty cut and dry, I think.
And
no.
I don't know if you guys heard me slip it in, but come to find out that the Black Sabbath is coming to the Beachland Ballroom in Cleveland on May 7th.
Nice.
Aha.
It's on a
Fantastic.
Wednesday, so
That's a good place to see a show as well.
maybe we could talk.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like this idea.
Yeah. Let's definitely talk about that.
And they have Black Label beer there for super cheap and a nice little bar off the side. It's a big, I saw Seaway there for the first time. Yeah, it was good. It's a good place to see a show.
I like this.
It would be fun. Yeah, let's talk about that offline. If we go to see
Mhm.
Black Sabbath, we'll definitely tell you guys all about it out there. So,
Yep.
Okay.
The Dickies and Flummox opening for them.
All right.
Toss that
Yeah.
obvious.
Sure.
Line
Why
in.
not? Why not? All right, guys, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
In our third segment, and we'll tell you all about that right after this.
Mm-hmm.
Three.
And welcome back to segment number 3 of Convincing Idiots. I'm Millennial Nick alongside Gen X Brian and Floor Cookie Zennial Dean. And for our third and final segment, gentlemen, we are seeking your ears, we are seeking your attention, and most of all, we are seeking revenge. In our third and final segment, we're going to be discussing some of our favorite revenge-themed films. I got to tell you guys, I learned something about myself this week when I did my list. This is the quickest, fastest, easiest list I've ever come up with. And I realized that a lot of my favorite movies are kind of on this list. And I didn't realize what this weird cinematic kink I had for revenge movies was. But apparently, a lot of, literally, they roll. Like all these movies that I like are I find are tied into a revenge story arc. So I don't know if you guys felt the same or not, but
Yep.
let's see here. Brian, why don't you give us a start?
Still, I haven't watched them in a little while, but it's really equal. 2 parts. It's really one long movie. They made it into 2 parts because it's just too long to have it one sitting in the theater. One of my favorites of all time. The great Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill 1 and 2. Uma Thurman. God, just these movies here. Watching them for the first time, and even now going back and watch it, but especially that first time. It hits you right in the jaw, right in the first few seconds of that film, when she pulls up to that house and just kicks it and just start fighting immediately. It's like, man.
For the first time, like in the last couple of years.
Oh, really? God, so good.
It's one of those. It was like, why did I not watch this?
I've never seen them. I mean,
dude.
Obviously know what they are, but yeah, that's what I hear.
No, we could have a separate movie night and we could just watch those here, guy. I mean, I would love that. Double feature that's a long evening. I hope double feature be about 4 hours, 3-4 hours, something like that ish. But man, so good. The fighting is just absolutely incredible, and the whole arc is just amazing. I mean, what she had to go through and endure to finally, ultimately go after her revenge. So just phenomenal. Beautiful filmmaking, beautiful fighting, shot great, acted great, soundtrack, the whole bit. It's Quentin Tarantino movie making at its finest. Really is, those movies,
absolutely,
in my opinion. So
very cool.
Yeah. Give me that all day long. Dean, what do you got on your list?
Okay. Let's see. I don't even know where I want to start. Actually, I want to start old school. I want to start Death Wish, 1974.
Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson. He was like, to me, growing up as a kid, like he was like with that mustache and the gruff exterior and just, the voice. I mean, he was a badass, and I think the majority of his movies probably are about revenge, anyways. But Death Wish. They come in and they murder his wife, rape his daughter, and he was. It starts out he's a pacifist. Jesus Christ, easy for me to say.
Pathological liar.
Pacifophosaurus.
Correct.
And it was dinosaurs that didn't fight, and he was a pacifist in the beginning of the movie. Come kill his daughter, wife, rape his daughter, and he just goes off the deep end and realizes he has to find who did this and seek revenge. So Charles Bronson in Death Wish, 1974.
Nice.
Yeah, scary man.
Very scary.
Yeah.
Right. I do want to say that I'm about to try this new beer that I found it in my fridge in between breaks here. Michelob Ultra Infusions, lime and prickly pear cactus.
Yes. Very nice.
I imagine it's going to be delicious.
What is the prickly pear cactus? Is cactus just there for effect? What does the cactus taste?
I don't know. We're going to find out real quick. Hold on.
With the manliest beers you can buy, ladies and gentlemen. Yep.
Okay.
It's a wine cooler, isn't it?
No, it's a beer with lime.
Okay.
I can't really tell the pear cactus shit, but it's a beer with lime. If you like that shit, but not whatever.
Nice summertime.
So he likes it. That's a ringing endorsement. It's a beer with lime. If you like that shit,
yeah,
I'll drink it. They should put you on the commercial. I'll drink it.
I like it.
It's fine.
Yeah, I need the money. All right,
it's a solid light beer.
I'll pretend to like it more if you pay me.
Right?
Yeah. We will be happy, Michelob Ultra, to endorse your products.
Yeah, consider this his official application.
I will only drink Michelob Ultra prickly pear shit.
Yep.
If they pay me.
Yep. And we will create a reed, and we will be happy to change it up once every 4 years.
4 years.
Not before. Not before. No. Nope. That's extra charge.
That's right.
If we do change it, is it going to be that much better? No. Not really.
No.
Just we're going to rearrange some words.
Yes, right. Slightly worse.
Slightly worse.
Slightly worse? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right.
Just
All right.
slightly. Just slightly.
I'll take slightly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not like it's bad.
Yep.
It's just
Just
slightly
slightly
worse than the
It could be
previous
worse than the beginning.
incarnation
No,
of
just
it.
slightly
Yep.
worse.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
We're consistently average.
Yeah.
It's the nicest thing Brian's ever said to me, so
Yep.
I'll take it.
Nick, what makes your list? Revenge movies.
Let's see. I'm going to start off with this one's probably, like I said, there's a lot of my favorites, but this one goes way back, and I've brought up on many other previous lists. The Crow, 1996. The Crow,
The original.
Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
He and his fiance are killed in their loft apartment, and on the eve before Halloween, and he is brought back by a crow. His spirit is brought back. He rises from the grave, and he one by one picks off the criminals that raped and murdered his fiance and killed him as well. Just a great movie, great action movie. I just watched it this past Halloween. I just wanted to watch it again. I try to watch it just about every year, but I've missed the last couple. God, it still holds up so well. I think that too. They just remade The Crow. They did
Right.
and it did horrible at the box office. And
Yeah.
I
Bill
honestly, I watched
Skarsgård.
the trailer and I first of all, I had no appetite for a remake of it, and that's part of why I went back to watch it this past year, because I'm like, it's been a few years, but I love this movie. Let's try to watch it again just through today's lens and be like, it doesn't need to be redone. It's so fucking good. It's
Right.
still good. Yes, some of the effects are from 1996, but it's such a well done movie. But I love The Crow. It's so. I think that's what I'm looking for in a revenge movie. A lot of times is just it's so satisfying every step of the way. Yeah, he's basically going off and murdering these criminals one by one who totally deserve it, and there's nothing they can do. They can't kill him. He's already dead. There's no, you know what I mean? It's such a satisfying 2-hour journey of just getting redemption.
Is there more badass scene than when he comes in and with that baseball bat and beat up all of the NWO? It was awesome.
He came down from the rafters like that.
Yeah,
That was very cool. Yeah.
It was a thing of beauty, I tell you. Thing of beauty.
Yeah, true. It was such a badass movie that one of WCW's all-time most popular wrestlers changed his image to look like this character.
Right.
Straight up
And
stole it.
Yeah.
Stole it. Ripped it off 1,000%.
You know, but just a trademark the face makeup.
Yeah. So
I didn't know you could trademark face makeup, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But The Crow is on my list. That's an easy one.
Very good. Well, this is another satisfying series. And I remember hearing about it for the first time, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't understand this actor playing in this type of role. Keanu Reeves playing a badass. It didn't make any sense to me, but man, John Wick, that first one, all of them are good. There's 4 or 5 of them. I watched them all. They're all very good, but the first one definitely set the tone. Yeah, they come in, they break into his house, they steal his car, they kill his puppy, and that's just, yeah, and he just sets off on revenge, and Keanu Reeves, just that whole stoic appearance in that black suit, just kicking at, man. Have you not seen it?
I've not. I've never seen one of them.
Oh my god!
But again, I hear how incredible they are. Everybody loves them.
I've seen clips of the fight scenes that I want to see. It's just one of those that, I just never got around to.
And I will say, Keanu Reeves, people make quips about him as an actor or whatever. He perhaps, as if not better than, at least as good as anyone, picks the best movies to be in. I'm not saying he's a world beater as an actor or drummer, but he picks cool ass movies to be in time and again. His repertoire is just, he picks cool movies, and so he's just to the point to where I'd watch him in just about anything, just because his taste in roles is I like is very good.
If you're looking for a movie this weekend, watch the first John Wick. He's like an ex-assassin, a killer. He goes,
Yeah.
he's trying to live a normal life, and they bring him back in because they break into his by happenstance. They break into his house, they piss him off, and he's like, "Nope, you're all going to pay for this," and just mows through people. Yeah, sit down and relax and check out John Wick. And I defy you if you don't watch at least another one or two in the same within the next day or two. You'll be so into the storyline.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, there is always been rumors over the past couple of years that they're trying to get him into a Star Wars movie.
Interesting.
Keanu Reeves. So I don't know, how true that is or where it would ever go, but I've heard those rumors.
Love it.
So
be a great Jedi. Yep.
All right.
What was it that he turned? Sorry, this is a quick aside. What was it? Was it Marvel? He turned down something because there's always that meme going around that's like, never forget, Keanu turned down this huge paycheck from it was like Marvel or whatever, but he accepted to be like in the SpongeBob movie or whatever. Like, how awesome like that was that he, and I'm a big fan of the Duke Kaboom character, Canada's greatest stuntman in the Toy Story 4 film as well. Keanu Reeves.
There are rumors that maybe there's still something there, maybe an X-Men world or something. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see if they can.
Yeah, put them in all of it. Put them in all.
Why not? Sure.
All right. This is that's actually growing on me. So
it's those beers are. It's a nice, mowing the lawn, hanging out type beer. Yeah.
All right. My next one, in the year 2000, the world was blessed.
In the year 2000.
In the year 2000, we were blessed with the Oscar award-winning Gladiator.
Yeah.
They kill his son and his wife, and they put him into slavery. He was an actual general. And then the coup happened where the evil son takes over the king or Caesar or whatever they call him, and throws Maximus in jail. Maximus fights through the gladiator arena, I guess, and ultimately gets his revenge at the end of the movie, but at the cost of his own life also. But I don't know about you guys. My floor was on the floor. I loved that movie when it came out. Now it's cool. I'll watch it. It doesn't hit the way it did, but when it came out in 2000, man, I was all over it. That was badass.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
I love Russell Crowe. I love Joaquin Phoenix. Like, it's fucking phenomenal. Like, on both parts, and that is a fantastic movie.
Yeah, just like they said in Airplane, who doesn't love a good Gladiator movie, right?
Right.
So
that's right.
Gladiator 2000. Nikolai, what you got?
Yeah, my next one is I'm gonna go with Law Abiding Citizen.
Okay.
That was Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx. This one kind of, so the revenge arc is there and gone quickly at the beginning of the movie. The movie starts out similar to, guys break in and kill and murder he's got 2 young kids and a wife, and it's horrible. First like 5-10 minutes of that movie. And then the following 10 minutes of that movie are incredible because it leads into Gerard Butler seeking revenge, and all he does is think about this and plan. And I talked about The Crow and how it is a prolonged feeling of satisfaction. This is more on the sadistic side, but it is very rewarding. He captures the guy that did this. He takes him to a remote warehouse. He ties him up and slowly, basically dissects him. But he did his research. He feeds him drugs. He gives him adrenaline so that he can't go to sleep during this. He pries his eyes open with a mirror so that he has to watch what's happening to him, and he feels everything. it's well done, to a T. It's, not to get too graphic here, but if someone wronged your most loved people in this world in such a despicable, horrible, unthinkable way, that is what I would want to live out. because there's nothing that's ever really going to make you feel better about it, but at least I'm going to inflict more pain than what a human body should even be able to withstand on you. And you're going to feel everything. You're going to know everything. You're going to see everything.
Yeah.
And you're going to die. Like, I'm going to kill you, but it's going to be the most agonizing end of your life in this mortal coil ever. It's fucking fun. Have you guys seen the movie? Have you seen?
No, I've not.
Really? Okay. But the movie, so that's like, shit, let's not even ruin anything, but that's the beginning. All this takes place in the first 20 to 30 minutes.
Wow.
The rest of the movie, Jamie Foxx is his lawyer, Gerard Butler's lawyer, and they're going through the legal process of trying to, defend what he did or different cases to plead. And essentially, Gerard Butler, after he's already taken care of his business, he's just kind of spiraling further into, he doesn't really give a fuck. He doesn't care to be free. He doesn't care, like, his family is dead and gone, and they've been tortured, and it's terrible. But he lived out this thing, and he's just gone full kind of anarchist at this point. It's a great movie. I think it won awards the year it came out. But like I said, Gerard Butler, Jamie Foxx, both incredible actors. It's really well done. But yeah, the revenge part of that story takes place within the first 30 minutes of it, and it's really, really well done. So yeah, law-abiding citizen. Good revenge there.
All right.
Very good. My next one the great Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, so as a young boy, watches his parents killed.
Yes.
Village razed, burnt to the ground. He's enslaved. And he's put on this big wheel and just pushing this, and just waiting.
All of his adolescence, just working up to revenge, just everything, grinding every day.
Just pushing this huge wheel for years and years and years, and until he finally gets an opportunity to try to avenge his family. Conan the Barbarian.
Very good.
So, just fantastic. But that movie was on cable when I was a kid. It was one of those like movie channel type movies, so we had limited options and everything like that. But man, every time that movie came on, I watched it. So good.
Yeah.
And Arnold could actually, he really did learn how to swing a sword and everything like that. So the visuals and everything were just phenomenal. It was a very satisfying revenge movie. So.
Yeah. And he talks a lot about that and like being authentic because he's like, these comic book nerds were like serious about like, like he felt an obligation to these people that were a fan of this, that he was not familiar with it, but he felt this, this obligation to do justice to the role and learn how to, really play the character, wield the sword and take classes on all that. So yeah, it was a cool movie.
And the villain, we mentioned this on prior episodes, James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones was a fantastic villain in this. He was like the snake cult leader. Just a terrific bad guy back then, man. Awesome.
And James Earl Jones has played some, obviously, or as another iconic villain. But is there any more notorious villain that James Earl Jones has ever put forth than his bangs in that movie?
Yeah, those are solid bangs. Yeah, that wig was
bangs were
that wig was a solid 10.
Yeah, put Zoe Deschanel to shame.
Like the high bangs. The helmet,
real crop.
The snake, the two snake helmet.
Yep. Yeah. Aggressive.
I think Nick should go as that for Halloween. I'd like to see that, Nick.
Yeah. Love it.
All right. Well, in the middle of my list here from 1993, anytime I can put this movie on a list, it's my favorite movie in the history of film. It is Tombstone.
Yeah, on my list too, Dean.
Gets his brother, his brother's killed, the one paralyzed, and he just goes on one of the most epic revenge tours possible. And the most fun about it is it's a true story. I mean, they had to work timelines and stuff, but the idea that Wyatt Earp actually went on this revenge tour after his brother was killed killing all of these cowboys. It does something a little extra for the story, I believe.
Yeah,
And it's one of my favorite movies ever. Probably my favorite. Tombstone, 1993.
Yeah,
it's a great movie. It hits all these different. Like, it's a good dude movie. It's a good guy movie, but it's also a really well done movie. Like, the good acting, good storytelling, a lot of great actors. Sam Elliott and Val Kilmer. Yeah, Kurt Russell. Shit, like it checks so many boxes.
Absolutely.
And it's not even just a guy. Like, it's easy to be like, oh, it's a guy movie, it's a cowboy movie, it's all these great guy actors that people like. But it's a great movie, and like it's not just for guys. Like, people across the board like it, and like it's really well done. And we mentioned it on different. Brian called it out, and that the moment when Val Kilmer is dying, and that moment between him and Kurt Russell, and it's just really. I don't know what else to say. It's really well done. It checks a lot of boxes.
When Kurt Russell lets Ike Clanton go at the train station and screaming at him that you tell him I'm coming. You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me.
All the way back to the Bible verse at the beginning of not the Bible verse, the preacher telling him about death coming at the very beginning of the movie. Tie it all together.
Oh my! I'm gonna actually probably watch it this weekend. I own it, so I should get it. I think I have the DVD, so I need to upgrade it to a Blu-ray or something like that. So
the spur on Ike's face.
Yeah,
he cuts his mouth open. Yeah,
it's funny. The Billy Bob Thornton scene. Billy Bob Thornton is fucking fantastic.
Billy Bob Thornton in the background.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Top 3 mustache movie of all time as well.
Absolutely.
Top 3 mustache movie.
Maybe top 2.
Yeah.
Every mustache, not every, most mustache, pretty solid.
Okay, we don't have to do a whole list. Let's just do a little right now. If it's number 2, what's number 1 mustache movie?
Smokey the Bandit. I don't know.
Smokey the Bandit had a lot of mustaches, but Tombstone had glorious mustaches.
That is true. Maybe that's number 1.
I think it is the mustache movie.
I believe so.
I also have never seen Smokey the Bandit, but I would proclaim that it's the mustache.
That's acceptable. That's acceptable.
It was mainly probably like the 50s. How am I supposed to see it?
77, but
whatever.
That's a backyard movie.
Yeah, I like that.
For sure.
Same difference. 50s, 77, whatever. Okay.
Right, who's up?
That was Dean's pick. My next one, brought this one up on the show a couple weeks ago. One of my favorite Mark Wahlberg movies, Four Brothers. I know you guys have not seen it because I brought it up a couple weeks ago, but this whole movie is about revenge. It's about finding the killer of their mother. So, again, did this probably 2 to 3 weeks ago, but brief synopsis. Notable woman who lives in Detroit. She is loved in the community, and she is a commonly fosters children. Well, there were 4 that she kept that they were just too bad for anybody else to take, and she kept them as her own, and they were all from different backgrounds, and in this film they're all grown men. She is murdered in cold blood at the beginning of the movie, and each of her 4 boys that she ended up keeping go about taking to the streets and dealing with their connections and their lives that they've lived in the past, and try to find who did this to her. And that's got a good one too. I strongly encourage you both to watch that movie. It's just fun. It's a good fun movie. It's not gonna move you in some profound way or anything, but it is a good revenge, and it ends on a real good note. But yeah, they definitely get theirs in the end, not without losing things along the way. But Four Brothers is one of my favorites. I feel like it's a very underrated movie in general, but definitely a good one about revenge. So Four Brothers.
Yeah. Excellent. Another Quentin Tarantino movie, gentlemen. Another one of my favorites that he's done. Another one I haven't watched in a while. Makes me want to sit down and watch it. Django Unchained.
Django. That's the second time Jamie Foxx has shown up on a list this evening.
And Quentin Tarantino.
Appearance. So. Yeah, right.
Quentin Tarantino, Christoph Waltz. Jamie Foxx in this movie. I don't know a finer performance of Jamie Foxx. I mean, there's many, but man, just so good at this. Just the
They had
whole.
to. I read the little story that Samuel L. Jackson had to put Leonardo DiCaprio and just kind of like put him in his place, and not in a bad way, because Leo was so uncomfortable saying the N-word so many times.
Yeah.
Even once. And I guess
wish we could get the rest of the society to do that as well. That'd be great.
right. Samuel L. Jackson had to go up to him and say, "Motherfucker, just say the words."
Yeah.
We're in a fucking movie.
Yeah, I credit to him too. That he was also solid villain. I know he made our top villain list. I think you're one of your top villain lists, Steve.
Yeah.
But also gave us one of the most famous memes that's used with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
But no, just fantastic revenge movie. Just gunning everybody down. Just fantastic. So good. Very entertaining. Long movie, but again, just another one. Beautifully shot.
Yep.
Well acted. So many good performance. Just awesome.
My only complaint about it, and this is not really a complaint, is Christoph Waltz is so good at being a bad guy. The first time I watched it, I was like expecting him to turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
You're watching going, yeah, I can see him just flipping around and him being a bad guy, which he wasn't.
Never did. Yep.
But yeah, that's my only complaint. Other than that, perfect movie. Love it.
Yeah, fantastic. Who's up there, Dean?
Since that was going to be my next one, I'm going to pull Memento in the 2000s.
Fresh goes better. Mementos, freshness. Fresh goes better.
No, Memento. It is Christopher
Mementos, fresh and full of life.
Mentos,
Nice.
the fresh maker.
The fresh maker. All right, go ahead. Sorry, we're done.
There you go. It was Christopher Nolan's first, I think his first writing and directing. Ritchie plays a guy who somebody goes in and kills his wife and beats him up. And what did you say?
You said a guy who I said is Richie.
Was a guy Richie?
No. That's the name. A guy is his first name.
Yeah. Thank you for laughing, Brian. I appreciate you. Go ahead.
So anyway,
Dean, are you jealous? Are you jealous? He laughs at my shitty jokes, but not yours.
He's never laughed at a joke of mine, so I can't even imagine what that would feel like. So I don't even.
It's elating. It is all consuming. It's wonderful.
Good.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Richie guy you're talking about.
Richie guy. Guys come in, kill his wife, beat him up to where he has traumatic head injury, where he can't remember anything from that day on. So he knows, like he has to tattoo himself, leave pictures, because when he wakes up, he's not going to remember what he's doing, and he's looking for the killer. So it's kind of a mystery even to himself every morning, and so it's him just trying to every day put the piece together and add another memento on his body, the tattoo or a picture letter. And it is also one of my favorite ways I've seen a movie be filmed, I guess you could say, because they start at the end and the beginning. They go back and forth, giving you a little bit from the end, and they work backwards to the middle, and that's where you like it climaxes at. Yeah, it to understand it, you have to watch it a couple times, honestly. But it is really cool. You are not getting up and walking out, because you miss something, you're going to be lost. So, Memento, 2000, 2000.
I will say I love movies like that like they give you the story, and at the end you kind of go,
"Oh,
I get it," but I'd like to go back and rewatch it now.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah, we spent one night, because my buddy Tim told me about this. You gotta watch. So we sat there and watched it, and literally spent. I'm not exaggerating, 6 hours maybe, just talking about it, trying to like dissect it and stuff. It's one of those movies where you want to watch it with a friend and then talk about it. Highly recommend that movie. Memento.
Memento. Fresh goes better. All right.
Yes, that's right. Well, I had.
Well, you're gonna have to wait because you're not next. So
You're right.
calm down.
I'm after you.
Next.
My apologies.
My next one, again, another one that shows up on a lot of lists for me, especially around Halloween time. I almost forgot about it, and then I really started thinking. It in fact, is at its heart and soul and at its core about revenge. Pumpkinhead, 1988. Lance Henriksen is a small town
Pumpkinhead.
small town convenience shop owner, and his little boy gets run down on a dirt bike by some city folks and gets killed. And he goes and seeks this elderly woman in the woods to summon a demon from hell to one by one take revenge on them and kill them. But by making this pact, he is linked to the demon and so on and so forth. Whatever, Pumpkinhead. Yeah, it is. I mean, it may be misplaced. I almost didn't put it on my list because I think the revenge. I mean, really, what happened to his son is an accident. So the whole thing is a little misplaced. He's in a moment of feeling like, he has to do this, and now he's lost like the only thing in this world that's, important to him that's left and whatever. So ultimately, it was an accident by some teenage kids. Only one of the kids deserved to die. If you watch that movie, there's only one kid that's an absolute shithead that should die, and the rest of them are, sympathetic and hate that it happened in the first place. But nonetheless, Pumpkinhead is a story of revenge. So Pumpkinhead's on my list.
Excellent.
Yeah, Brian, now you can go.
Sorry about that.
By all means.
I did have Tombstone. Dean, I'm going to replace that with one of my honorable mentions. I'll move up a Gran Torino. Gran Torino, the Clint Eastwood movie, one of his best movies ever.
I've never seen that. That's one about racism, right? Like
yes.
he's a racist and
he's an old Korean War veteran. Living in a town and is staying in his old house. The neighborhood continues to change. It's becomes like a bit of a poor neighborhood. So gangs move in. So he's maintained. I'm going to live here. I'm going to die here. And he's a racist and just very gruff in his ways. And then a Hmong family moves in next door. Hmong family moves in next door. And he's just like foreigners moving in, this and that and the other, and then he winds up kind of befriending them a little bit. Something happens to one of them, and he seeks out revenge against the local gangs on them harming one of the family members next door, and he kind of takes on this whole protective role and everything. So very, very good movie, very powerful, very, very excellent role for, he's an older man, certainly in this movie, Clint Eastwood. So yeah, definitely check that out. Very, very, very good movie, very satisfying, ending, a very good character arc. We could probably have another topic in itself, and just a character arc. And his was definitely very moving and very powerful. So
yeah. That is, I haven't seen a lot of the classic Clint Eastwood movies, but that was one of the first ones that he directed and was in both. Yes. And I fucking love that movie, man. That's such a good movie. Because he's, he's kind of, I don't want to say he's shitty. He's just ignorant to the situation. Yeah, he is. He's racist and he's ignorant to the world around him and the outside of his comfort zone and stuff. And it's such, like you said, great character arc, and where he gets to by the end of it is it's just a really well done movie.
Yeah, and it's real in the sense of he is an older man, so he's not physically going to kick anybody's ass. He can't, right? So he has to use other tactics to win out. And I love the fact that he always had his Pabst in a cooler, and with the best lines of in a movie, get me a beer, dragon lady.
Yeah.
All right. I've never seen this, so I.
Oh, really? It's good. It won. What was it? 2007 or 8? It won like Best Picture or whatever. It won a bunch of awards that year.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it was
Solid
good.
movie.
It really was. And it was.
Yeah.
It's one you'll watch today and go, "Ugh," a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's.
I would
But
imagine.
even at the time, I remember being like, "Ugh," like
But he learned.
he. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say him, but yeah, he uses. I mean, there's a lot of slurs and there's a lot of. You're like, oh God, you
The
know.
World War is a Korean War vet.
But
You
Not
know,
what
so
you're gonna
yeah.
pop on with
I
the
was gonna
kids.
say, your dad's not racist, but your dad probably said some untoward things at some points in his life.
So my next pick
So you've heard things.
is going
along.
to be my my next pick. Well, because my name is Ingo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. The Princess Bride, the greatest revenge
There you
movie, because there's two revenge plots going on throughout the whole thing. You have Carrie Ellis, Wesley, trying to get back the girl, and they thought they tried to kill him, so he's going to offer revenge. You also obviously have Inigo Montoya, who's revenging for his father. And then on top of it, how good the movie is in general. You know, as a kid, you kind of hear Princess Bride. It does not make you want to watch. You know, we showed Carter maybe last year, and again, he begrudgingly sat there, but didn't realize, by the end what it was, and enjoyed the hell out of it. So
I was the same way. Watched it within the last couple of years. Never saw it.
Yeah, really.
And then
Okay.
Allie and Marlo said we're going to have a movie night. We're going to watch this movie. I said okay. And I liked it. Like all the things you said. Exactly right.
Because
movie.
it's one of those cultural things that like
Mhm.
people talk about, but like same deal. I've never seen it.
You've never seen it? Okay.
Mhm.
Every girlfriend I've ever had is like The Princess Bride. And I'm like, oh, this is some movie you liked as a child, as a little girl. That like,
Right. No,
That's
in the
good.
name and I'm like, I don't
sword
have a
fighting.
reason.
There's Billy Crystal and
And then every guy that I know is just like
Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant's in it. So I'm like, well, I don't want to really see this. Like
Yeah.
but
again, I wouldn't put it on the top of your list. But yeah, if it comes about, yeah, definitely watch it, Nick. It's good.
Okay.
Mhm.
Robin would definitely watch it with you. I mean,
does she like The
she
Princess
enjoys
Bride?
it.
Is that
Yeah,
she's a
she-
girl, and yeah, of course. I would say every girl. They're like
Right.
Princess Bride. Like it's just like a thing.
Yeah, it's a solid movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got Peter Falk in there. It's Fred Savage.
It holds up fine. Well,
Absolutely.
It holds up well.
Absolutely.
That's fine. Brian saying it's fine doesn't give me a lot, but it's
No. It's good. It's not better than
Robin Wright Penn, looking her freaking goddamn best.
Mhm. Yes,
Definitely.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. So Princess Bride. When was it? 1987.
Okay. So for my final submission here, this movie, the lead actor in this movie, the lead actor is Vin Diesel. Okay. Now I'm not a big fan of Vin Diesel movies typically that don't.
Low.
I'm typically not a fan of Vin Diesel movies in which he's not, his primary line is "I am Groot." But this is not one of them. This one is a movie about revenge, and it's actually one that I liked a lot. It's called A Man Apart. I don't know if either of you guys have ever seen it.
No.
Probably 2003, 2, 4, somewhere around there, early 2000s. There again, he is a retired. I think he's like I don't know. Can't remember if he is a SWAT guy or a FBI or whatever. He's high up and he's had been in maybe he was an undercover. He actually might have been an undercover agent, but he put a lot of people away. And as he's retired as an agent and he's retired from his career, he's with his family and he's got this nice beach house and whatever. And people that he put away escaped or got out and came back and sought revenge after him. So the rest of this film is him basically going after them. And I'm not going to say it's like, oh, it's because Vin Diesel's carrying this thing and he's so good, but it's an action movie and it is a revenge movie. And it's one that I really liked a lot. And it's not him, shooting cars into outer space. So Vin Diesel in A Man Apart actually gets a passing grade for me. And I actually really like that movie a lot. So I haven't watched it many years, so I mean, honestly, it's a bit of a blind submission. I remember liking it a lot when I saw it. I'd probably have to go rewatch it and see if it's as good as I remember. But in any event, I put it on my list. So that's it for me. Honorable mentions, Brian. You got any that you want to throw out there?
Yeah, quick rapid fire. I didn't make anyone's main list. Taken with Liam Neeson. I mean, you need to see the skills.
That's a good one.
Trying to go after his daughter.
And an iconic one too. Yeah,
it really is.
I didn't because I assumed you two would have. That's honestly the only reason I didn't put it on there.
Yeah, Liam Neeson in his first kind of badass role. Very, very good movie. The first one, V for Vendetta. V for Vendetta. I don't know if you've seen this shit based on a graphic novel.
I mean, it's literally in the title. So
yeah, well, yeah, very good movie. I had Death Wish 2. Dean. Unforgiven, another Clint Eastwood movie, Western.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
And kind of, I like those ones too, where the old gunslinger comes out, and he opens up the thing or digs up the old gun, or just there's some scene where the guy has to go get the old gun out. He's like kind of put it away, trying to live a different life. When that box opens up, or where the fuck it is, you're like, there's going to be some ass kicking. There'll be some ass kicking with that box opening up. The Punisher. This is the one with Tom Jane in 2004. Kind of a John Travolta as a very decent and strange kind of villain, but Tom Jane, I thought, man, he did a very good portrayal of Frank Castle in The Punisher.
Great soundtrack too.
Fuck. Yeah, great soundtrack. Just some of the deaths were pretty gruesome. It got kind of way over the top right toward the end, but for a while there, it was like a very, very powerful movie. Also had The Crow, Nick, Cape Fear. Now, this has been a while ago, man. This is, Robert De Niro goes after the family and the revenge they seek on him.
Right.
And Allie mentioned this, and I'm like, you know what? This is just she made me think, because we think of revenge movies as like this violent, going after killing people. But there's different types of revenge movies that got me thinking here. She said, what about the Shawshank Redemption? I'm like, that is a excellent revenge movie. No one got killed, but he certainly escaped from prison, got the warden arrested, and just had his own revenge. Go ahead.
The warden killed himself.
You're right, he did, to avoid the scandal.
Yeah.
To avoid the scandal, you're right. But he got his revenge on everybody by escaping and just living a carefree life. I'm like, that's a whole other avenue of these revenge type movies I didn't even consider. So that's what I got.
All right. So real quick, I'm going to name the ones that you guys had, right? Unforgiven, Taken, Kill Bill, John Wick, Inglourious Bastards. Now I have a few that we didn't mention.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we didn't. You guys didn't mention Inglourious Bastards.
No,
okay,
that's a good one.
So
good one.
There's the first one on my list from those. Carrie.
Carrie, that's a good one.
Get picked on, throwing the pig's blood on her. Seems like an overreaction to murder everybody just because pig's blood gets thrown on you. But
I'm going to burn everyone alive.
Right.
You're undercutting teenage girl hormones, though. I feel like you're. I mean, yeah, it seems like a lot, but also if you're a teenage girl, then maybe it's not.
Yeah, the greatest American hero got hurt. I mean, it's tough. Yeah.
And now, speaking of cowboy movies, True Grit.
Yeah, good one. Yes.
Yeah, you have the John Wayne version.
Mm-hmm.
Also, let's see. And then finally, last one on my honorable mentions. This really should be on the main list. It's Rocky IV.
Yes.
Apollo Creed gets killed, and then he fights the whole thing, and then ends the Cold War in the process. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Rocky IV rounds out my honorable mentions.
Yep.
Very nice.
Excellent.
I've just got a few here. A couple. Spawn, obviously.
Sure.
Again, one of my favorite comic book characters. And Spawn's, character is I didn't put him on my list because the whole story of Spawn is not necessarily that of revenge, but it certainly starts out in that way, as the way Al Simmons is murdered. And then actually, just Brian, as you were talking, I thought when you were saying that Allie was, had mentioned Shawshank and there's different types of revenge, I thought to myself, Mean Girls
Sure,
it has
yeah,
revenge
yeah.
in it. It is not a
Sure.
revenge story. It is, in fact, a lesson on getting caught up and maybe taking revenge against someone. But there is a revenge arc in that story of Mean Girls, and I love that movie. So, but that's it. Spawn and Mean Girls, one and the same, really.
Ghost?
That's good.
If you're talking about odd revenge stories, Ghost with Patrick Swayze.
Okay, yeah.
Because his best friend has him killed for a business situation, and then he has to get revenge on him and the guy who did it. Yeah.
And one didn't make our list either. It's been to get revenge on. Yeah, if you happen to be a dorky dude, the best way to get revenge on a frat dude is to pretend to be him and have sex with your girlfriend in a weird, odd way. Revenge of the nerds.
Well, but we don't endorse any of these ways that we've got revenge, whether it be rocket launchers or a form of rape. We don't endorse any of these deals.
Nope, definitely not. Definitely not.
Unless you're talking Princess Bride, we definitely endorse swords.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I'm sorry. We endorse sword fighting, but that's a different kind of thing.
That's it. That's what we got.
There you go.
What are your favorite revenge movies out there?
What are your favorite sword fighting things?
Yeah. That's right.
Okay.
Nick?
End this before I make really bad jokes.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to ask. Hold on. We keep forgetting your question.
We learn. All right, boys. You got one or a couple? Doesn't matter. I've got a couple things I learned. I did. All right, let me put my glasses back on because I learned that I'm fucking old. Oh, I did learn the Waffle House. They are going to charge more for eggs, but they're going to skimp on the cleaning supplies. And then finally, is there no better nickname?
Skip on what you never had in the first place.
That's a valid point. Is there no better nickname than Pig Dick Nick? I don't think so.
No.
That's what I
don't know if that was talked about on the show necessarily, but it has been now.
That's good.
So what I learned this week is I need to have at least 4-hour movie session with Brian in which I watch the Kill Bill movies. That is something I learned.
Absolutely.
I also learned that I need to take action. And I need to go ahead and give my friends at RPM Bike Shop a call today at 330-808-7792. And the reason that I learned that is because I'm like, what am I waiting for? They're so close. They're located in Carrollton, Ohio. That is a hop, skip, and a jump away if you're in Northeast Ohio, basically. And if you go onto their Facebook page, you can search RPM Bike Shop or go to their website, rpmbikeshop.com, and see their electric bikes that they have to offer for you. So maybe learn something yourself today and envision what your future could look like with you on an electric bike from RPM Bike Shop.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I learned, by the way, we all view cake the same way. Thank you.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
Very good.
Unanimous. Yep.
That may have been our first completely unanimous discussion with no pushback. Like literally, like everybody's like, "Yeah."
We all in the past agreed that I'm not funny. That was unanimous.
Yes. Yep.
Other than that, yes, first time.
But by you trying, it was a form of resistance. I feel like to the idea.
I got no other way than to resist the idea that
try because you're giving off an impression that you want to be, and it's not happening. And we shut it down. So let's just move on.
I want to be funny and entertaining. It's just it doesn't really work out that way.
Yeah. I want to have a human dick, but instead I have a pig dick. I'm Pig Dick Nick.
Learn that as well. Yep.
I love learning.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, why don't we move our way out of here?
Yes, that's right.
Nick.
So. if you've not already done so, if you, obviously you're enjoying yourself, as are we, be sure to enjoy yourself some more on all your favorite social media accounts. You can find the links to ours to link up with us on our link tree. So go to Google and type in Convincing Idiots, LINKTREE, Linktree, and follow us, like us, subscribe to us, and tell all your friends to do the same things. You can find that and so much more on our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So for episode 227 of Convincing Idiots, I am Millennial Nick.
I am Floor Cookie Dean.
Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you to seek revenge on other popular podcasts and subscribe and like and listen to this podcast each and every week? Hi, this is Millennial Nick, along with Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean. Hey, if you liked that video, which we really hope you did, you should like and subscribe. That would be great.
Ham grape.
Absolutely. You'd be like, you know what? I've had
Michelob
one of those.
Ultra.
I enjoy them.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I've had worse beers.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good endorsement.
Yeah.
I've had worse beers.
I've had worse.
Yeah. You know. It's not like Natty Ice,
Correct.
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Hey man, Natty Ice will get you fucked up on very little. I got lots of love for Natty Ice. In my younger days, they got me a lot.
I was talking about it the other night. I actually want to get a case of Natural Light just to see.
It's water. I mean, it's better than a Corona, but it's water.
That was my beer choice. Back for 20s was Natty Light.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all right.
I'm curious.
What's one beer you guys, if the only beer they had was that, you'd just be like, I'm not drinking here? Like, what's the one beer you're like, I would just rather not drink? Above all else.
Yeah.
That's
I
put some thought into that one.
Dean's like, I am too hard of an alcoholic to make a choice like that. That does not exist. The limit does not exist. The limit does not exist.
No. There's like fruit beers. Like when you start putting orange,
like a sour. Oh, okay.
Sours. There you go. There it is.
For me, Nick. By the way, the cheap ice beers, no. And if it's only the bourbon barrel beer, I like bourbon.
There you go.
I don't like the bourbon barrel beers.
I don't
just
either.
don't like them. Too much.
The only bourbon barrel beer that I've had that I've ever liked was a stout with no name. A stout has no name from Magic. When their 1 year anniversary, they had bourbon barrel aged stout has no name, and they served it with chocolate cake and chocolate peanut butter cake, and it was so like it worked together really well. But yeah, I went out one time and I bought the barrel aged Siberian Night by Thirsty Dog, which is Siberian Night's one of my favorite beers, or initially when I first started drinking craft beer. So I was like, oh, this is the extra good version of this, and it was worse. It was like $30 for a 6-pack, and I'm like, no.
I did it at the tap room.
Yeah. It was not worth it. It was worse.
Yeah.
It was I like the regular.
No, you just fucking ruined this beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Corona's mine. I would rather drink human piss or nothing than Corona, like because it tastes like human piss. Like it's
skunky.
Just fucking. And I like Mexican beers. I like Modelo a lot. Modelo is fantastic.
I love Modelo Negro.
Somebody's like, "Oh, you got to put a lime in it." I'm like, I shouldn't have to fruit my beer in order to like it should be good on its own. It's just I fucking hate Corona. It's like that is the one that I'm like.
It's like when people, if you give me a tequila where I need the salt and the lime just to drink it to make it palatable, no, thank you.
That's fine if you use it, but like I shouldn't need it. Like I have to. Like I can drink a Modelo without a lime. It's fine, you know.
Yeah.